Hey guys, it's the Master and welcome back to this brand new speed build. So today I'm building the Fijian island house in the Around the World speed build series. After a regular speed build which I uploaded a few weeks ago, which was the industrial mansion. Today I'm back with an Around the World speed build again. And today I'm not just building like from a regular country, but today I'm building a house, or actually kind of a hut from Fiji, which in case you don't know is an island, kind of a small island in the middle, or kind of a group of islands, by the way, in case you want to be really precise. But it's a group of islands in the Great Ocean just north of New Zealand, and the pictures I've seen of it are incredibly beautiful. It's like a very tropical island with very many palm trees, white beaches and blue oceans, and I guess that's basically it. The huts I've seen over there on the internet, some pictures which I've seen of them, really looked cool, and that inspired me to create this build, because I really like the look of them, and I really wanted to build something smaller and more traditional and more, just more traditional kind of. I wanted to build more of that in this series, because as you all know, or maybe you know, maybe you don't know, I started this series back when I built the Cambodian house. Which wasn't very big. It was actually a very small house. I think, it was a house on poles, but I believe in total 5 by 5 square, so that's really small. And in the end, everything that went into it was really much fun for me, because I just come back from Cambodia then, and it was really much fun to build, simply because I had to go into many details just to make it look realistic and just to make it look beautiful, because it was very simple houses. But still, in the end, it really turned out like a cool build, and especially a very realistic build, which I really liked about it. So therefore, I wanted to do something like that this time again, and I decided to go for a Fijian build. By the way, in case you might notice, I'm currently kind of sick, or at least I kind of sound different. I'm having a cold, so therefore, if I sound different for you, that's the reason why. And therefore, I have to take a sip of water every now and then, just to make sure that this commentary keeps flowing, though it never flows in my opinion, because my commentaries are always all over the place. But I'm going to do my best to keep this structured. But I must say, I kind of forgot what I started talking about it already, so there we go, perfect start. But what I want to say is that this is, as I said, and as you can currently see, a really small build, but it's incredibly much fun. I really had much fun with it, and one of the reasons for that is because I really did my best to make it look as much as a Fijian house would look like in real life, but also because I really could imagine just living here. It's kind of just as building with Lego. Back in the day, when you could like add all kinds of different things just to make it your own place, this really seems like someone's own place, really a place with a feeling, and not just a regular house, but really a place which they kind of improvise themselves what to place where. Not really the most perfect house which you might expect, or well, you might not expect that in Fiji, but normally I build kind of modern houses which are, you know, what you would call perfect. So they have like a beautiful kitchen, everything. But this house, for instance, has like an outdoor kitchen. It's very small, only has one bed for 2 people. It has 1 bathroom and a very small living room, because I mean, who wants to sit in the living room watching television if you live in Fiji or on Fiji? If you have like your own tropical area around you, why would you watch television then? That's kind of the way I thought about it. And as I said, it was kind of inspired by my Cambodian build as well, simply because that was so much fun to build, because it was really realistic and it was kind of small, so I could really go into detail with landscaping as well. Because here I again went for some cool landscaping. I went for the same method where I really made the landscape myself. You currently see me doing that with the crops, and that really added to the feel, in my opinion, of this house. So there you see me doing that. It's very simple, just adding some terrain paints in a structured way forms crops, and here I'm adding kind of a path around it. For some reason I only just found this path. It's new, or this new terrain paint, I mean, which I used as a path. I only just found it, but I really like the look of it. I think it's, you know, it definitely fits this build, in my opinion. And as you can see, I read through the video already. It's not a really big house, but it was incredibly much fun to build. Really, I can't explain how much fun I had. But Yeah, here you see me adding like some of those tree trunks just to sit on, just to add that natural feel. If you want to download this house, by the way, you can definitely do that. Go to Origin, or not go to Origin, you can go to Origin just to open the Sims. And if you're in the Sims, go to the gallery and look for Origin ID Dutch Sims Master. And then you'll definitely be able to find the Fijian island house. That's what I've called it, simply because that's exactly what it is. And I know that, you know, in this case, I've decided to go for Fiji. And kind of a disclaimer, like always, I have to do that kind of in this Around the World Speed Build series, because otherwise people will definitely complain. And I know all the builds in the Around the World Speed Build series are very stereotypical. And that's the reason why this is so much fun, because you kind of see something you recognize, and then you also learn a little bit about another culture, because you learn about what traditional houses look like from that place. And of course, every country has very modern, very big, huge houses out there. Also in Africa, in poorer areas around the world, you have very big houses, but that's not really the stereotypical, yeah, that's not the actual houses people live in. And this is kind of a house which, in my opinion, which I can imagine people living in. And I'm not sure whether people in Fiji really live in this and whether the biggest percentage of the population lives in this. But still, I think this is what you would see in Fiji or somewhere in like Polynesia. So in the tropical island section in the Pacific Ocean or the Great Ocean, whatever you want to call it. I think I could have chosen any island over there, so maybe Tahiti as well, or I believe Bora Bora is over there as well. I believe that's part of just French Polynesia or Cook Islands, whatever. I'm just looking at my world map right now. But it could have been any island, but I found pictures of like a Fijian island house, and that's why I've decided to call this a Fijian island house. But if you're from Tahiti and you think, oh, my house looks just like this, of course you can still download it as well. And you can please let me know in the comments if your house from another island over there looks like this, because that would be awesome to know. But also know that not everyone in Fiji lives in a house like this, because that's definitely not true. There are people living in worse houses than this, most likely, though this is kind of realistic, I guess. But there is definitely also more than enough people living in very much bigger houses than these. So always keep that in mind. And that's with all the houses I create. The house I built in Brazil, or I built for the Brazilian Around the World Speed Build, was definitely not the perfect representation of any house in Brazil, but it is kind of a representation of Brazilian architecture, especially the modern architecture for Brazil. So that's kind of the way I'm thinking with this series. I decided to go for a little bit of a modern interior with more authentic, or is that what you would call it? I'm not sure, but with more older details to it. So a more older and more wooden bed and a side table, simply to kind of create that island feel. In my opinion, that was kind of, I think it works out fine, but you know, the interior is so incredibly small that it's clearly not a very important part of the house, but still really like it. I also really like the outdoor kitchen with that crazy bar which I added to it. I believe that's kind of a special item for The Sims 4, which only the limited edition had or something. And this was literally the first time I've used that item in like the 2 years, nearly 2 years, or is it over 2 years? I'm honestly not sure. The 2 years of The Sims 4, I've only just used it for the first time. It's not really useful normally, but in this case definitely is. But you know, we're at the end of this commentary already, and nearly at the end of the video. I hope you found this video enjoyable. I hope the commentary was still kind of okay, because I'm kind of ill, so it was kind of hard to record this commentary. But I hope you like the house. Please let me know what you think of it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and don't forget to check out the other Around the World speed builds. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back later.